Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and of course, continuing on reviewing more Christmassy materials on the weekends. And that's right, you read the title, and as was teased in the last review video, something Christmassy that happens in the 100-acre wood. Yep. And that's right, because, reviewing something Winnie the Pooh, Disney's Winnie the Pooh, obviously, that's something Christmassy. And yeah, this is one of those, Winnie the Pooh, direct-to-DVD video, films where, we've seen this before, because they would, there have been some where they would, add, 3 stories and, put them in as one and different segments and such. We've seen this thing before. Disney's done this a good chunk of times. I mean, some were, say the Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Twice Upon a Christmas, well, those being original stories and, that. But some of them, and even say Winnie the Pooh, it would be some past Winnie the Pooh materials, and they would put them together. You get my point, yeah. So that's right, guys. I am reviewing from 1999, Winnie the Pooh, Seasons of Giving. Yep. Yeah, and I gotta say, because Winnie the Pooh, Seasons of Giving, it was not one of those, Winnie the Pooh films, watching on video, DVD, that I had seen. But I'm glad to have finally watched it, and, since I knew that I was going to review this, yeah. And because, incidentally, the 3 stories that are a part of Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving, they are 3 that, I technically hadn't seen until watching this, yeah. And I'm sure the same goes for you guys, It's just like how when I watched Pooh's Heffalump Halloween movie, I had never seen where in Pooh's Heffalump Halloween movie, they included, Boo to You, the Winnie the Pooh Halloween, short film from the late 1990s. And in that, because Gopher was there and such, and where Piglet, he is scared, that. So there's that as an example, yeah. But I gotta say, the 3 stories that are a part of Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving, pretty good. One of them just, being its own separate thing, but the fact that it was included in this, and yeah, just having to watch all 3 stories, that are a part of Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving, really good. And besides, it's Disney's Winnie the Pooh. How can you not enjoy anything Winnie the Pooh? That's a fact, right? But yeah, but overall, Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving, really good, yeah. And with the 3 stories that are a part of this, and, some new animation, specifically for this, yeah. Especially for the 3rd and final story in Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving. But anyways, alright, so as always, read the description / the story. Winnie the Pooh and friends tell 3 stories: Ground Piglet Day, a Winnie the Pooh Thanksgiving, and Find Her Keeper. Yeah, Find Her Keeper. And yeah, there's another. I'll go ahead and read this other one. Story / description. Join Pooh and his friends in 3 stories about the seasons. Yeah. And yeah, basically that's what this is, because 3 different seasons that happen. Well, because with Groundhog Day, Thanksgiving, and, so a bit of Christmas and such that's in this, and with what goes on in Find Her Keeper. Yeah. Not to mention, because the opening and closing to Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving, you can tell, and especially since this came out in the late 1990s, Christopher Robin's bedroom, because most of the time they would do Christopher Robin's bedroom like an actual room, right? Live action footage, and with actual plushes of Winnie the Pooh and friends. But nope, for Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Givings, and I don't want to sound like I'm, being harsh or negative on that, but I'm just saying, because looking back at this, anybody who had seen this before and rewatching it, because, yeah, the CG, which being Christopher Robin's bedroom, yeah, you can tell, because this comes from the late 1990s. But again, not to be harsh on it, just, it is what it is, and, and how they did it, okay? So, yeah. But, yeah, so, with the 3 stories that go on and happen in Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Givings, especially because we would get a little bit of singing whenever a segment would be over and we would go to the next, every season, da-da-da-da. I've heard that before. I remember because having a DVD of one of those Disney sing-along Christmassy, specials, the one specifically having that song right when it comes to, every season is giving, to be joyful. Yeah, there was that, and there was also, like one song from the Beauty and the Beast Christmas special, with Maestro Forte, that one, As Long as There's Christmas, and there were a few that had to do with the House of Mouse, and some other sing-alongs that were repurposed and reused for the newer Disney sing-along Christmas video DVD. I'm sure you guys probably know what I'm talking about, so yeah. So that was one of the first times I heard the song that would be played at times in Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving, but yeah. So, going through this and, getting into it still, and with the 3 stories, yeah. The Piglet, Ground Piglet Day, well, and obviously some of them coming straight from the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, yeah. With the Ground Piglet Day, well, because, they're expecting winter, and Tigger was gonna go, skiing, and, well, no snow had approached, and, them having to check Rabbit's calendar to see, if any snow and which day and such, but when they showed up and opened Rabbit's door, wind blew, and a lot of stuff in Rabbit's house blew away, as well as the pieces of pages from Rabbit's calendar, and they mistakenly think, it's February. And Piglet, at one point, he actually has to check to see, and he has to be the groundhog, to see, if there's any shadow, which there isn't. So they prepare themselves for springtime, but sure enough, yeah, freaking snow emerges, and Rabbit is pretty much pissed off at Piglet. You said you didn't see your shadow, and so on. And Piglet feeling bad about this, and Rabbit, storming off. But then he discovers something, that, well, the wind blowing and noticing that, pages from his calendar had blown as well, and by stacking them and putting them back where they were, and realizing that, no, because winter has arrived, and it's, November, December, and Rabbit now feels awful with him lashing towards Piglet. And when he went back to Piglet's house to apologize, well, Piglet by that point left, and even left a note, and Rabbit, notices it, and, well, Piglet is going to find actual groundhogs, and to see, if they do or do not see their shadow, and if spring or winter will be on its way. And Rabbit, because, he can't be serious. P.S. I am serious. And so, yeah, them trying to find Piglet and such. But, in the end, it all turns out fine, and, all is forgiven towards Piglet and such, and with winter emerging and such, yeah. It's pretty nice, and I don't recall, seeing that episode. No, I don't think so. When watching the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh for the first time, that episode was not one of those I had seen before. I'm pretty sure I did watch it at a certain point later on, but I'm just saying, But yeah, overall, Ground Piglet Day, a pretty good story, and for it being the first of the 3 for Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving. And then coming to the next one, which being a Winnie the Pooh Thanksgiving, Christopher Robin appearing in this one. Well, because Thanksgiving is on the way, and, well, a little later on, because we see Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Eeyore, Owl, and Gopher preparing Thanksgiving, and also the meaning of thankful, thankfulness, and so on, and what you're thankful for, yeah, obviously. And for Rabbit, well, because, the way he sees it, and doing Thanksgiving, well, because a lot of stuff that each of our 100-acre wood pals, get and such, and to prepare for Thanksgiving, like acorns and so on. But Rabbit, he thinks that, the true meaning of Thanksgiving and for Thanksgiving dinner is, potatoes, turkey, ham, and so on. So they have to find some things, for a proper Thanksgiving dinner for Rabbit's liking, and each of them, from Pooh, Piglet, to Tigger and Eeyore, and Owl and Gopher, yeah, because what they do, and just to prepare this proper Thanksgiving dinner, according to Rabbit, yeah, let's just say that in the end, it doesn't go so well. Even when Tigger and Eeyore, they get mistaken for a turkey, because they got trapped in a sack and such, and that was basically a trap for, trapping a turkey. So they are mistakenly thought to be a turkey that was just captured in a sack. And, yeah, again, it doesn't go so well, and Rabbit thinks that Thanksgiving is ruined. But Rabbit misses the point, the true point of Thanksgiving. And it isn't until a little later on, and when our characters / our 100-acre wood pals are down, well, sure enough, things do get patched up, and all of the 100-acre wood pals coming together, fixing up a Thanksgiving dinner, and surprising Rabbit. And you know what? It goes pretty well. Nice to see. Yep, so, in the end, for what all happens in Winnie the Pooh Thanksgiving, it seemed as though that it was not going so well, especially knowing our Winnie the Pooh characters. They think of the opposites things, not intentionally, but still, But, yeah, but just overall, it turned out great. And sometimes, when they would really know the true meaning of certain things from their pal Christopher Robin. Yeah, because Christopher Robin knows, of course. Yeah, but overall, the second story in Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Givings, Winnie the Pooh Thanksgiving, pretty good. And wholesome, of course, yeah. As if not anything Winnie the Pooh is wholesome. Come on, And finally, the third and final story in Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving, Find Her, Keep Her. And this is where, yeah, new animation being in this, and, well, everybody is preparing Christmas. There's Eeyore, Pooh, Piglet, Roo, Kanga, and, well, and Owl as well, and Gopher, yeah, Gopher. Yeah, and, some funny moments that they're doing, Owl's playing the piano, but also, Piglet is doing the part on popcorn, because, people would sometimes, use popcorn and put it on string, that whole thing. Well, Pooh, silly old bear, because he was eating the bowl of popcorn when it was for decorating. Well, can you blame him? No. How can you? And at one point, Tigger comes in with some, Christmas letters. Well, one specifically for Rabbit. And it's a letter from Kessie, which being the blue little bird. I remember Kessie very prominently, and I'm sure you guys would too, being in the Book of Pooh that was on Playhouse Disney, and where Winnie the Pooh and the 100-acre wood pals, they were all practically, puppets. Yeah. And Kessie being one of the main 100-acre wood characters that we would see. The total absence, and it's obvious, the total absence of, say, Kanga and Roo, But, it is what it is, and hey, there have been some Winnie the Pooh materials where we would not have Kanga and Roo, or sometimes Owl. I know that for a fact, and Gopher as well. But yeah, anyways, so Rabbit receiving a letter from Kessie. Roo is not aware of who Kessie is, and that's when Rabbit tells everybody a backstory on how Kessie came to the 100-Acre Wood, and most notably to Rabbit. Well, because, obviously this coming from what I can tell, the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. And, it's winter time. Rabbit, Tigger, Piglet, and Pooh, because they were with Rabbit, because Rabbit had bundled up a carrot, because you know how much he loves his vegetables and everything in his garden. Well, at one point, hearing a cry for help, and it's a little baby bluebird, and them trying to save and catch the baby bluebird in a blizzard. Ultimately, they saved the baby bluebird by crashing into Rabbit's house. The inside of his house becomes a mess. Rabbit is in complete outrage, and not really pinning this on the baby bluebird. And if anybody's going to take care of that baby bluebird, it's Rabbit. And pointing out to Pooh, Tigger, and Piglet that they can't properly take care of the baby bluebird. Or could they? Because, come on, Rabbit, because you can't immediately assume that they might not, But Rabbit, all throughout the third story, he does well taking care of the baby bluebird, and because the baby bluebird being named Kessie, and the moments between Kessie and the baby bluebird is Kessie. Moments with Kessie and Rabbit, pretty nice and very funny and cute. Especially when at a certain point, Rabbit doesn't want anything bad to happen to Kessie. Understandable, but not wanting Kessie to be in the sky or flying. But she is a bird, okay? Eventually she's going to fly. And even at times when Pooh and the 100-Acre Wood Gang, they try to help Kessie know and learn how to fly. But Rabbit, he will not have this. Jeez. But, ultimately, she does fly, even when Rabbit gets into a situation, because, they were going to use, like, a bungee cord or something to help Kessie have her fly and such, once it's released, then, But Rabbit accidentally getting in there, and he's accidentally launched, and sure enough, Kessie did save Rabbit, and near the end, Kessie, she soon is about to depart. And this upsets Rabbit very much. And for one last time, before Kessie is going to leave, she asks Rabbit to, read her one last bedtime story, but, Rabbit feeling too upset and feels that maybe he doesn't need to anymore. Kessie feeling sad about this. And, but anyways, and a little later on, the next day, Kessie disembarking, and unfortunately Rabbit missed his chance to be there and say goodbye to Kessie, but and when he did show up, she wasn't going to leave without saying goodbye to Rabbit as well, and Rabbit finishing the story on, when he and Pooh and the gang saved Kessie, Rabbit looked after Kessie and such, and after that, because everybody's outside decorating and lighting up the Christmas tree. However, it's missing one more thing, the star. And, what are they going to do? And how else are they going to get the star up there? Well, sure enough, Kessie shows up. And puts the star on top of the tree. Kessie and Rabbit reunite, and a nice and sweet way to end off Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving with the third and final story. Really nice and sweet. Also, to name some of the voice cast members, because, for one thing, the narrator for this, and actually, because he was one of those that did a lot of, voice work as the Winnie the Pooh narrator. Laurie Main, Laurie Main being the narrator. Winnie the Pooh and friends, that's the best I can do as a demonstration and describing how his narration voice sounded. There's also, of course, Jim Cummings voicing Pooh and Tigger. Brady Blum, if I'm saying that right, voicing Christopher Robin. Greg Berger voicing Eeyore. And also Roo being voiced by Nikita Hopkins. Tress MacNeille, Kanga, Rabbit, the late Ken Sansom. And I think for a lot of us, especially us 2000s babies, he was one of the first Rabbit voices we heard. Yeah, so. And Steven Schatzberg, if I'm saying the last name right, voicing Piglet somewhere in Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving. Owl being voiced by Andrea Stochka, if I'm even pronouncing the last name right. Again, you know me sometimes. And also, well, only through the use of archival footage, yeah, and especially because, again, most of this coming from the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. John Fielder, Piglet, Michael Goff, Gopher, not Michael Goff from Batman and such, not that one, the voice actor Michael Goff. Paul Winchell, of course, Tigger, Peter Collin, Eeyore, and Tim Hoskins, archival recordings of Tim Hoskins as Christopher Robin, and archival recordings of Laura Mooney as Kessie, yeah. But Kessie, did have some lines, when, she showed up at the very end, so surely, but, yeah, anyways. And some of the singing voices, one of them was Christopher Robin. The singing voice of Christopher Robin was Frankie J. Galasso, if I'm saying that right, I guess. And Owl archival recordings of the late Hal Smith, because he voiced Owl a good chunk of times. Yeah, so, and to mention some other funny moments that I can think of, one specifically in Ground Piglet Day, because when trying to find and search for Piglet, and when the winter hit, and at one point Rabbit thinks that he found Piglet, but it's really just a pile of snow with Piglet's winter hat, bringing poor Piglet in to warm up and to have the snow melt. But with the snow melting, well, Rabbit, Pooh, and Tigger think it's Piglet, and he's melted. Just at times with Pooh and the gang, thinking of the total opposite on some certain things, like that. Oh, brother. But that's what you would expect sometimes from Pooh and his 100-acre wood pals, right? Yeah. Yeah. Also, yeah, because those that wrote the stories for Ground Piglet Day, Winnie the Pooh Thanksgiving, and Find Her Keeper, yeah. Okay. All right, so, yeah. So that's pretty much it, yeah. So Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving is a delightful, sweet/cute piece of Winnie the Pooh Christmassy material, with this combining 3 stories into one, and yeah, and especially, you know what, anybody like me who sometimes would not see any piece of Winnie the Pooh material, whether if it's, say, from the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, or a Winnie the Pooh, holiday special of its own, of course, most notably, a Winnie the Pooh Thanksgiving, it's a great opportunity for anybody to, for the first time, see them, any of them being combined as, different segments of a Winnie the Pooh direct-to-video/DVD film and such, And in this case, with Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving being one of them. You get the point, yeah. Yeah, just, again, Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving, it's a sweet, cute, delightful piece of Winnie the Pooh Christmassy material from beginning to end, with the 3 stories that it has from Ground Piglet Day, a Winnie the Pooh Thanksgiving, and Find Her Keeper, yeah. Yeah, just everything about this Winnie the Pooh Christmassy material, really good. How can you not love anything Winnie the Pooh, and whenever they do something holiday-ish? Most notably Christmas. Yeah. And I'm giving Winnie the Pooh Seasons of Giving, well, why not? 10 out of 10 stars. Yes, 10 out of 10 stars for Winnie the Pooh, Seasons of Giving. And what about you guys? What did you think of Winnie the Pooh, Seasons of Giving itself? Did any of you, by any chance, owned a copy of this, like, you know, whether if you had a copy of this on video, DVD, or if you've seen this online, most notably YouTube? And is it one of your favorite Winnie the Pooh direct-to-DVD/video films, and with them combining a few stories into one? And is it one of your favorite Winnie the Pooh Christmassy materials? Yeah, just overall, what do you think of Winnie the Pooh, Seasons of Giving itself, and with what I've had to say, my review, and yeah, what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review video a like as always. And so, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Winnie the Pooh, Seasons of Giving. More review videos are coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video / review. And, well, continuing on, reviewing more Christmassy materials on the weekends. Stay tuned later tonight, because the next piece of Christmassy material that I'm going to be reviewing, well, it happens to be the first ever Christmas episode / special that involves the Planet Express crew. I think you probably know what I'm talking about. Again, stay tuned for that. Take care, and peace out. TTFN, ta-ta for now. Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.